welcome to The Bridge TV, Brooklyn's resource for emerging communities. I'm Dorinda Angelucci, today's host, but I have a special guest with me. I have our very own Bridge TV reporter, Monalisa Ferrari. Monalisa, welcome to the set.
Dorinda, what a delight for me to be here for us to share this stage together.
Exactly.
It is a wonderful feeling. We've done this before, and we've been at it.
And we've been working together and trying to bring all of the happenings on the Bridge Multicultural Center to the community. And now we have a TV show.
Indeed, and of course, in the midst of all that is Mark Appel.
Mark Appel! He is the man.
Our
He is
fearless
Brooklyn's
leader.
own. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Indeed.
Monalisa, please share with our viewers your foundation. You are the founder of FEWGI, the Empowerment for Women and Young Girls.
Absolutely. FEWGI actually stands for Foundation for the Emancipation of Women and Girls.
Thank you.
And this happens to be a rather global movement, whereas we're founded here in New York City. Yet we have local actions that actually have global impact on women. We have a site in Haiti, in Brazil, in Dominican Republic, and a lot of our women are actually the ones who carry the titles, the leadership titles, because we inspire them to become, the next leaders for the next generation, the next visionaries. So it's actually building intergenerational bridges.
Beautiful. Tell me a little bit about working with our young women, working with the Haitian impact of girls and women. What is that like? How is that? What is the empowerment, and how is that important to our young girls?
You mentioned Haitian women. Fortunately, I have to say, because of the global aspect of the work, it's not even just Haitian women that are empowered in this work. It's women of all races. We don't limit ourselves to just Haitian women, but the movement, I would say, started with the inspiration of Haitian women being raped on the ground in Haiti with gang violence. And they had no access to education. A lot of them didn't have access to prenatal care. And being a Haitian immigrant here, they pretty much watch me on social media, and they've seen me as a source of inspiration for them. They've seen me as a source of hope, because I never disconnected myself with Haiti. I've always been the one to go back and give back. Right after my high school graduation in 1986, I started going back and had several missions on the ground, whether it's in the area of education, health, politics even. I've been to the Senate in Haiti, trying to fight for the diaspora's right to vote, because we wanted to remain involved, in the affairs of our country, just like other nations do.
How come we still have this inequality for our young women in this day and age? How come this is still a prevalent topic, you think?
I would say, again, that's another reason why FEWGI is created. When you hear of the word emancipation, yes. You still have, till this day, countries where women are considered secondary class citizens. They don't have a voice. They have no right to their own body, even. Even in America now, you see how they're trying to, get rid of Roe versus Wade, where women have the right, to have an abortion.
Right, yeah.
It's like women, till this day, are limited in terms of politics, right? In Haiti, we only have one woman in the Senate, and we're saying, no, that can't happen. We need to, again, through education, provide training for these women and give them a voice, give them a place, give them, their space. And by creating FEWGI, that kind of create a platform for them to talk about all these topics. Our girls have their own radio shows.
Nice.
In Brazil, we have a radio show for FEWGI. In Dominican Republic, the girls organize different trainings, different, they go around the community and talk to women and find out what are their needs, what are their feelings, what's going on, how do they feel. Post-COVID, we had to find a way to connect, and thank God for technology. We have organized a lot of Zoom meetings, and with those Zoom meetings, of course, we selected different topics, different issues that really affected women. For example, mental health has been on the rise, has been a topic of serious and hard discussion, because a lot of these women, again, because of being victimized, not just by society, But again, because they're simply women,
Right.
right? So
Are you guys able to provide the type of resource for domestic violence? Are you able to, are you able to even do that on a one-to-one basis now that we're post-COVID?
I have to say that through the partnerships that we have, for example, post-COVID, we had an earthquake in Haiti. And speaking of partnerships, the Bridge was one of our partners who sent supplies on the ground to ensure that, women and children and all the victims in general, I would say, were able to receive help. Through that partnership, we were able to also get psychologists and psychiatrists to speak to the women who were badly suffering with depression. Post-earthquake, you could imagine what the setting is like. I know you've never...
No, we can't imagine. You think you do, and you see the pictures, but you really can't imagine being
exactly.
displaced on that level.
Absolutely. So women who lost their loved ones, who lost their children, they certainly needed that kind of support.
How many trips do you make yourself? What do you think?
Oh my God, I used to go to Haiti 7 times a year. My last trip was in 2019, but again, because gang violence has been on the rise, I stopped going for my safety. But thank God we have enough leadership on the ground to ensure that the work continues. And I remain connected. I still provide professional development for teachers, professional development through our partners for nurses. Hannah has been another great partner. The AMHE, which is the Association of Doctors Living Abroad, they're another great partner of ours. We have ARA, who provides the emotional support again.
So each organization then sends a representative from their organization to infiltrate on the ground for you guys?
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the greatest things that a lot of nonprofit organizations have done over the years is organize mission trips. Okay. And that's how they not just remain connected, but that's how they also provide contributions and provide the necessary support that the government itself is not able to provide for the people living on the ground. My greatest achievement, last year at this time, for example, for Haitian Heritage Month, I was in Brazil celebrating with the women. We launched officially our site that was there for a year and a half. But we, again, had the chance to meet with the elected officials on the ground of Brazil who definitely respect the work that we do and certainly want to partner with us.
So on each site, just so we're all clear here back in the States, each site has a center? Each location has a center? Or do you go to the schools? Or give us a picture.
Unfortunately, due to limited fundings, we don't have a site per se, but we go into the schools, we go into the hospitals. We have different ministries within FEWGI. FEWGI itself is like a mini government. We have Minister of Health, we have Minister of Education. Our women carry leadership title that kind of make them accountable and get them fully engaged in their community. So by calling somebody a minister of education, they know they have to cover everything that's related to education by going into the school, do college and career readiness, provide workshops, provide counseling for the new migrants that arrive on the ground, help them register for school, help them with their academics, provide tutoring even. We have some that are in medical school, some that are to become engineers, because we certainly believe in non-traditional careers for women.
Absolutely.
We have women we have a Minister of Agriculture, for example. We have a green program to fight deforestation. Wow. So our girls in Brazil connect with the ones in Haiti and see how they can raise funds to start planting one tree. So they have a $1 a tree program. So with those types of program, again, that put our women in positions of leadership and hold them accountable. They also know that they're in positions where that they are role models for others who are watching them around the world.
So this passion and this programming and how you saw the scope probably came out of your PhD program, correct, in your dissertation. How did you put your education into all of this?
I absolutely do. I have been, and again, for the way that a lot of these women perceive me, a lot of my counterparts, how they see me, I have to continue to uplift the beliefs or the foundation that I have as a person, as a professional. Yes. Being a professional developer, being a staff developer, provide professional development to others, sharing the knowledge that I've acquired over the years, having been fortunate to come here to the U.S. at the age of 13, and today I share my accomplishments. I share, again, my knowledge or the resources that I have at my fingertips.
You are the role model. You're living the transition. You are showing them that they can do it and they and take part of it, and it will be a change for the better. That you're walking, you're the walking model.
Indeed.
beautiful.
So that's why last year for Haitian Heritage Month, I was honored at upstate by our assembly.
Love it.
We have 4 Haitians in the assembly today. I don't know if you know that. We have Rodney Bichat, who is the head of the Democratic.
We have Rodney, and she's a a long-time supporter from the bridge, Miss Richard. Absolutely.
Absolutely. We have Kimberly Jean-Pierre,
Exactly.
Bernal. We also have Assembly Member Farah Soufran.
That's right.
Who actually was the one who nominated me and honored me
Nice.
at the state. And for my girls to see that type of honor, for me to receive such honor, they were inspired by that, I would say. They say, wow, you know what, Dr. Ferrari, I think people have a lot of respect for you. For them to honor you at, the state level, that was very instrumental for them in a way, for them to continue to push forward. Because what they see in me is the future them. When they become my age, they see themselves doing the same amount of things that I was
100%.
able to accomplish. And I continue to inspire them.
100%. Brooklyn is known as a little Haiti. It's at the most population of Haitians in the tri-state area. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
correct. So the importance of this program and you being here and you being the face for this and being a part of that is instrumental to the community and the outreach.
Absolutely. And I would say because of the existence of not just Little Haiti BK, but again, because of a lot of our partners. This is not work that one person can take credit for. Of course, with the support of our elected officials and places like the Bridge, for example, who serve pretty much as a hub where every one of us can gather. When we need a safe space where we can have discussions or have workshops or have celebration, multicultural celebration. I hate to be arrogant to focus on just Haitians per se, and I would
Absolutely.
say the Caribbean, because we're
Caribbean sisters, yes, and brothers. That's absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And when we have our Haitian elected officials in office, they're not just there for Haitians, they're there
100%.
for the entire community. So I would
100%.
say the multicultural aspect part of it is
key.
what I,
Yes.
it's certainly key.
Absolutely key.
But I cannot deviate from the celebration of the month of May, whereby our elected officials fought very hard to have this
Absolutely.
month, designated to us.
Why
Because
is that
Haiti-
important for everybody in the other communities, not just ourselves? Why is that important for them to see diversity in our celebration here in the city?
You know what? Considering the amount of discrimination, the amount of hate, the hate crimes that have been on the rise towards, Asian women or, people of Haitian descent, because we're not excluded, from that. I don't know if you recall the march on the Brooklyn Bridge when we were accused of being the AIDS carriers,
Yeah.
right? It takes that level of activism on our part and our participation in those types of movements to ensure that, people are treated with respect and dignity. I have often told our elected officials, listen, the seats that you guys are holding today stem from that movement back in the early 1990s when they said, look, Haitians had AIDS, or they were calling us boat people. I remember in high school being beat up just because I was Haitian,
Wow.
right? And today, I'm very proud of those accomplishments, not just my personal, but again, a lot of my colleagues, a lot of our
Absolutely.
even younger generation of elected officials who can proudly stand in the Senate, who can now be in Congress. 'Cause
Absolutely.
I have to shout out my Congresswoman Sheila Sheffield McCormick, who was a great friend. We've worked in the Biden-Harris campaign together, and before we knew it,
There
she
you are.
became Congresswoman. Back in the early 2000s, I would say I was part of the Common Core standards that promotes college and career readiness. So I was one of the writers of the Common Core.
Excellent.
And that was a project that pretty much shapes, I would say, everything that I do today for young people. We believed in college and career readiness and hands-on training, giving them exposure through internships, Last year, for example, I was able to be a coach for our young people at Brooklyn College.
Yes.
We have a next gen leadership program. This year we're going into our second year, and a lot of these young people had the opportunity to come in and meet with different elected officials, question them, have interviews with them, and we allowed them to prepare their own budget, show them what it's like to sit on a committee together, financial committee, to make decisions about money that you receive to serve the population, right? What does it look like to write a budget for a city council? How do they spend those monies? So they were able to explore all those avenues. We took them on trips. We took them to the city. They went around Little Haiti BK to really get the story, how Little Haiti BK came about. So all these types of exposure, again, inspire them, for them to see and touch.
Absolutely.
You know, they can come and shake hands with the elected officials and, again, share their knowledge, share their experience. That pretty much motivates them. It inspires them.
Inspiring to me, and I feel old and out of touch, and I'm inspired.
And the best aspect of these young people is the fact that a lot of them graduated during the pandemic, to show you the importance of technology. Despite that challenge of the pandemic, yet they were able to make it, yet they were able to graduate from college. And again, with the support of different leaders around the community who have different programs, again, such like the one we have here at the Bridge, where a lot of young people sometimes come and they get to sit with Mark, they get to sit with you, they get to sit with me,
100%.
And we share, you know, resources with them. We refer them, things that we can't do, we refer them to one of our partners. So.
Now, I have been privy, you've been on the phone with me, and I've seen the donations stacked up in your house, and how overwhelmed you are with support. And it's a wonderful thing to get donations, but you need a place for them to go, and you probably need more. What are the kind of donations that you would like to receive that you can then disperse to your organizations and your outlets?
That's a great question, Dorinda, and I have to say the Bridge has been very instrumental. The Bridge has been the hub, it's been the house. I don't have an office space. I don't have a place, really. And after hours, when the Bridge is closed, my living room becomes a space, as you can see, and I showed some of it to you on video.
Stacked.
And when I get that phone call from that mom who just delivered, doesn't have diapers, doesn't have a car seat, doesn't have anything, and I'm doing instant virtual baby showers. You know, I'm making phone calls. I say, hey Mark, I need bottles, I need diapers. And he says, you know what, Monalisa, you have the key, just go straight to the Bridge and get what you need.
That's amazing.
I have to say, in honor of Haitian Heritage Month also, upstairs at the Bridge we have boxes, tons of boxes, where we're going to conduct an activity just to have, you know, our migrants who have been coming here by loads, because New York is a state that actually opens its doors to receive migrants. So a lot of them will be coming here to receive, you know, the goods that they need, food, clothing, and different toiletry items that they need.
What's your hope?
To be honest with you, a lack of resources has always been our biggest challenge, not having the adequate amount of money to do what I do. I mean, I'm doing it for free, right? Yet sometimes I have that family who would call and say, you know what, I need rent money. I need money to pay my rent, and I have to send them to a shelter. They get to the shelter, and sometimes it doesn't always work out. Sometimes the shelter allows them to stay for a limited amount of time. They need to work. They're trying to work, but who's going to babysit their children? So I have different programs in perspective that I'd like to have in place, whereby, you know, they can drop their kids off and go to work, come back, you know, and live a normal life, right? We have different initiatives. We have a social housing initiative that I have in perspective. I have a community health center that I'd like to have in place for them, social programs, education funding, you know, business funding. Some of these women would love to start their own businesses. So a lot of these initiatives that we have in perspective require money, of course. And
so you're looking for financial sponsors
Definitely.
as much as you're looking for just the everyday materials. You do need that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
so please consider funding Monalisa, Dr. Monalisa, and her projects. This is a real hands-on, in the trenches type of community outreach initiatives, and you need us. needs.
Absolutely, and we have a website where people can donate to our programs. Our website is www.fewgi.org. That's www.FEWGI.org, where anyone who's interested in making any types of donations can go and give those donations. They are certainly needed. They're definitely
Absolutely.
wanted. Again, our hope really is to have adequate resources to help to provide the necessary help that our population needs.
And just lastly, are you looking for interns or young people to interact with some of your services? Are you looking for that also?
Most definitely,
Okay.
most definitely. So we're looking for interns, for example, young people who are in college, who are maybe seeking to have a career in social work, people who, no matter what the career is,
Sure.
it's without limits, I have to say, because one of the things that we ensure that we do is to inspire, inform, and empower our participants, right? So by having, people who've walked down the road that they're trying to get to, provides them the opportunity to have exposure, because eventually we want them to become self-reliant, right?
Absolutely.
So without education and resources and somebody to guide them, they won't be able
They
to
won't
make it.
make their means. Right.
So when I came here back in the the late 70s, early 1980s,
Don't tell.
I had to have, those types of help,
Yes.
right? And today more than ever, as we get more migrants here to the country, we certainly need as much or as many of those resources or people who can be there to just listen sometimes, to guide, to say, hey, you know what, I've walked your shoes, I understand what you're going through. Somebody to just
be
make that phone call
a
for them because
confidant.
of the language barriers that they have. Another initiative we have is Miss FEWGI. That's coming up. That's when we're definitely looking for sponsorship.
What's
If you
Miss
go on our
FEWGI?
website- Yes, Miss FEWGI is actually a nice program that we have. It's a beauty pageant program that allow women to feel worthy, to feel their
Okay.
beauty, the beauty that they have within, to bring it out on the exterior. So it's a competition where they're going to start sending in videos. It's on our website. We're actually building a separate website now for Miss FEWGI because that person becomes an ambassador they become like a spokesperson to go around and talk, to the media, and whether it's virtual or in person. Women in Brazil are participating, those in the DR are participating, in Haiti as well, and the ones that we have here in the States. For our program in the States, we have a lot of the migrants who are newly, arrived, to the state. Of course, a lot of them are very eager, so we've helped them register for ESL programs. I know Mark has been talking about that, and they've been harassing me about this program, saying, Dr. Ferrari, we need, programs where we can learn the language. They're very eager to learn the language, and they recently voiced the fact that they want to be able to speak English to participate in Miss FEWGI because they want Miss FEWGI to go to different communities, and English being the language that is spoken here in the States. They definitely want to be fluent so they can speak to other ethnic groups. That's one of their interests. I'm only a messenger.
Love it. This is what we need. This is what we need as women. This is what we need as mothers. This is what we need as educators. This is the reason why we're doing all of this, right? We're not trying to hold it all in. We're trying to give it back. And you are 100% more than anybody I've known in a long time are giving it back tenfold. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you for the opportunity to expose FEWGI and what it does
Absolutely.
to the world.
So we'll see you on that red carpet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to be here with Mr. Gene Bernstein. Mr. Bernstein, please introduce yourself to our community. Let them know who you are and what you actually do in the community.
Gene Bernstein. I am now the new president of the Bridge, MCP. It is a pleasure for me to take over from where Mark is going to be leaving off. He got it up to this point. He's with the organization, but we're going to take it up to the next level now. And looking forward, this is just a 10-year anniversary, 10-year gala, but we're looking forward to the next 10 years and what this great organization can do for the community and bridging the gap between different groups in our community.
Wonderful. Now, how do you intend in your new position and title, how do you intend to carry the mission and the vision of the Bridge MCP?
The objective of any organization is to expand. to expand into the other boroughs, to expand into Manhattan, into Queens, into Staten Island, into the Bronx, make more centers like this. That way we have more of an impact on the community. And the greater the impact, the more people see that we need to all stay together, be united, and not divided.
Hi, good evening, thank you, and welcome to the Bridge. Please introduce yourself and let our audience know who you are and what you exactly do in the community.
Absolutely. My name is Jeff Leb, and I am a community activist and a lobbyist in Albany. And I've had the pleasure of working with Mark Appel and with the Bridge on many issues of importance and issues that matter to the community.
On a special occasion like tonight, if you had a message for Mr. Appel himself and the community at large, what would that message be?
I think Mark is doing everything right now, because what this community needs is a bridge for all our communities, all races, all religions, all cultures to come together and to work on the issues that really matter and really affect us. Whether it's homelessness, whether it's a Child Victims Act, whether it's food insecurity, and Mark is doing that and the Bridge is doing that, and I really commend you guys on 10 years of excellence and hope they have many, many more years to come. So congratulations to you and to Mark and to this wonderful organization.
Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Clay. Hassan, it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight here at the Bridge. And as a honored guest, I certainly want to say congratulations to you and thank you for being here. Please tell us your role in the community. What do you do? So everyone that's watching can certainly know of your services and what you've been providing for our community. I mean, I personally know, and it was, again, it's a pleasure for me to really see you tonight, knowing how you've been of great help to the community at large.
Thank you so much. And a lot of it goes, I'm the executive director for the Office for the Prevention of Hate Crimes, and we're looking at community-based approaches to fighting hate. We want a comprehensive strategy as part of the city. We want to be able to utilize community, law enforcement, to be able to really fight the scourge of hate, right? And so for our community-based programming, that really involves us being able to work with communities. Also, invest in programs like yours, right? The fellowship that you were in with the Jewish Community Relations Council. That fellowship brought people from different parts of the city, different communities, different cultures together to really talk about how we can fight hate collectively, right? As a New York City diverse community.
Absolutely. So if you had a message for the community at large tonight, what would that message be?
Just being here this evening and meeting so many people and just there's so much of the diversity here and being able to see it reflective in our city in New York. The message I give to folks is just say hello to your neighbor. It's as simple as that, to be able to break down those walls. Just hello to your neighbor, right? They might be part of a different community, but just a simple hello, because I said a lot of hellos this evening, and folks have been really receptive in having a conversation and being really, really hospitable. But also, it's just these small steps that can really take so much to be able to build community in your city.
It's a pleasure once again for me to see you, and thank you for what you do, and keep up the great work.
Well, first of all, I'm really happy to be celebrating 10 years. Over the course of the years, there's been a lot of programming, helping families, providing food, resources, workshops, media, but most important, bringing different parts of the communities together and sharing and exchanging cultures and arts and ideas. And so I'm really happy that 10 years later, look where we are. We're bigger, we're better, and it's just great. So I'm happy to be here.
Being the head of the Democratic Party, we understand part of your work has involved, uniting communities from all over, whether it's the Muslim community, you've worked with all of them, the Jewish community, the Haitian community, the Hispanic community. How has your work really impacted in terms of uniting this community, really? Because we know you've worked without boundaries. Even throughout your pregnancy, going to school, you still managed to stay connected with the community.
Well, the Bridge has been very helpful and resourceful in allowing me to do that, by the way, because a lot of the people, when we're trying to get people together and collaborate, they come here.
Hi, I'm Dr.Monalisa Ferrari. I am here at the Bridge TV, where emerging communities get to have their voices heard. If you are a leader in the Haitian community, or the Caribbean community for that matter, feel free to stop by at Bridge TV and have your voice heard as well. Our doors are open every day